Well, I sure didn't set out to do it, and I was asked to join a board, oddly enough, at the time of a public company, because I happened to know one of the principals, and they were looking for someone with experience in media and publishing. And this was a satellite company, which at the time, it was in a big, a lot of people fighting for market share. So it was really fun. And from there, my friends who were serving on nonprofit boards, that's sort of how that works. They started recruiting me to go on to smaller boards, which led to bigger boards. And then the satellite company was sold. And then for a while, I wasn't on a board, a business board. And then someone else I knew invited me to join their board. And it just continued to snowball from there. And far more nonprofit boards than business boards, but I've been on 5 or 6 business boards, and it's been wonderful. I mean, I highly recommend it for anyone. And, I think there's 3 basic things you get from it, and anyone gets from it, aside from the company benefiting, you hope, from what you bring. But there's this opportunity for professional development you can't get anywhere else. You get to see leaders at work. You see real-time problem solving with people often with much more experience than you have and expertise in areas like accounting and finance and mergers and acquisitions and those sorts of things, which I certainly didn't have experience in. And you develop also a wonderful network that's both personal and professional. I mean, to be on boards in my 30s and 40s with the C-suite of the Twin Cities, I mean, you name it, a corporation. I've been on a board with probably every major corporation, someone in their C-suite, often the CEO, and how else would that happen? And also a really wonderful builds a network for who to call. I've got this problem, and you think, oh, so-and-so knows how to do that, or so-and-so would have the Rolodex back in the day to find me someone who knows how to solve for that problem, and that's amazing. And then I think the third thing is just the personal satisfaction of contributing outside your own workplace into something else that you wouldn't otherwise have a chance to do. You learn a lot, you grow a lot, and it can be really fun if you put into it what you really should to get the most out of it. You cannot do this work without being serious about it. It is a huge responsibility to go into a boardroom and direct, not direct, but to really engage with issues that are facing a business. And if the business is serious about their board, and for all the people we're talking about over these years, that's been the case, they are relying on you. It's important to ask questions and to not be afraid to challenge each other in a boardroom. I mean, all of these organizations we're talking about are very collegial. I don't mean challenge in any confrontive way at all, but to stop, to have people at the table who will ask the question. It sounds like a great idea. How does it actually work? How are we going to pull that off? And do we have the resources to do it? What resources do we need to get in place to be able to do this big, hairy idea, whatever it may be? So I really think it's about getting conversation going and making sure that a serious one is had around that table. I think that what has occurred in the last several months has brought everything to the fore in a way that intentionality has a bit more resonance now. And people are feeling that responsibility in a way that unfortunately has taken us to get to this point to be so definite. So I really think it's about getting conversation going and making sure that a serious one is had around that table and that people are free to speak and share their ideas and ask their questions. And that's how the best decisions get made.